Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another episode of Sea Salt Snippets. Today for you guys, we've got some spicy topics to talk about, so without further ado, let's just dive straight into it. So you guys might remember that a little while ago, I released a video talking about 7 different Easter eggs and secrets that we know of so far for Kingdom Hearts 3 out of the footage that we've seen. One thing that I brought up in that video was talking about the mysterious lockbox that can be found outside the back of Andy's house within the Toy Story world. Now the lockbox can be targeted as the auto lock-on target comes up over the lockbox, which obviously means that somehow you can actually interact with the box, or more so, there is some kind of way to actually open it up. Now personally, I have played the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo twice, and both times I tried my absolute best to figure out some kind of method of opening up this box. I tried smacking it, I tried using magic, I tried using the big old dildo stick, and nothing worked. Now since then, I've been looking around the internet trying to see if anybody else who's actually played the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo has figured out some kind of way to actually open up the box. But since then, I have found literally nothing. Up until a couple of days ago, where a viewer actually contacted me via email. Shout out to Kelvin, by the way, for bringing this to my attention. He recently attended Gamescom and got the chance to play the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo, and there, he actually figured out how to open the lockbox, and furthermore, what's actually contained inside the lockbox. So this right here is his little clip right here. It's only about 4 seconds, and it shows him actually opening up a large chest, which is actually contained inside of the lockbox. The item that you actually get out of the large chest, as you guys can see, is just simply an elixir, which, let's be honest, we were all expecting it to be a potion of sorts, right? But anyway, so he explained that the way that you actually open up the lockbox is by simply using a dive attack on it. Yeah, that's literally all you have to do. It's interesting that specifically the dive attack works and nothing else in order to actually open the box up. This makes me think that within the different worlds throughout the game, there'll likely be different objects that we actually have to specifically use the dive attack on in order to bust it open. Which is actually really cool. It means that the dive attack is not only just used for a simple dive attack, but can also be used for other things around the environment space as well. Next up, IGN recently sat down with Square Enix, more so specifically Sunil, who is the EU community manager for Square Enix. They sat down at Gamescom to talk about the Kingdom Hearts 3 Toy Story demo, so really they just sat down for about 12 minutes and really just talked about the stuff we already know of, made comments on obviously Keyblade transformations, Keyblade switching, and really all of the new mechanics and features that are going to be present within this installment. Really nothing new. However, with that being said, Sunil actually did make one interesting comment towards the end of this discussion. Sunil got onto the topic of hidden Mickeys, and as we know, throughout the worlds of Kingdom Hearts 3, there will be hidden Mickeys. So far, we've actually seen 2 of these within the Olympus world and the Toy Story world. The Olympus hidden Mickey can be found in a tree just before you make your way up to the Rock Titan fight, and the Toy Story one can actually be found in the checkout within Galaxy Toys. But within this discussion, Sunil actually made a comment that the hidden Mickeys are actually a part of a minigame, and that the idea of the minigame is to track down all of the hidden Mickeys throughout all of the different worlds, and in return, you might just get a special reward.
And actually, if you can see it, there's a hidden Mickey. If you can see it in the background on the wall.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there's like another mini game throughout Kingdom Hearts 3. You've got to try and find all of those in each world.
What in that will, if you find them, you can start.
There may be some prizes.
Maybe some prizes.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. What's the sort of like? Are there lots of secrets to find? Collectibles or?
It's as with all Kingdom Hearts games, there's going to be so many different things to find out and discover. We won't talk too much about those, but sure, that's just one of the examples of things that we will see.
You can for sure tell afterwards that Sunil seemed very, very standoffish once he had actually mentioned the whole hidden Mickey thing. He was very avoidant towards any other sort of extra questions that IGN had towards the whole minigame thing. And it almost kind of seemed as if he actually said something he probably shouldn't have. Really though, it's no big deal. I mean, you know, this is a minigame thing. It's a minor feature of the game itself, so really, who cares? Personally, I can't say that I was expecting the hidden Mickey thing to actually be a minigame. Also, I was kind of thinking that these will just be sort of like mini references throughout the worlds, but cool that they're actually part of something. Now, I will say that when I played the demo for myself, I did come across both of these hidden Mickeys in both worlds, and when you walk up to the hidden Mickey, there is no prompt on screen to say, hey, you found this specific hidden Mickey in this world. There was also no button to press either, so it makes me think that specifically in the demo build for the game, they probably don't have those prompts or something on screen to say, hey, you've found this hidden Mickey, because really, there's no point. It's a demo. But I would say that in the final product, if you do actually come across a hidden Mickey within a world, it's likely that you just probably walk up to it, a prompt will come up on screen to say, hey, you've unlocked this hidden Mickey, or you'll just simply press triangle or something simple like that. And it also makes me think that if the objective system is going to return in Kingdom Hearts 3, perhaps something like this could definitely be attached to it. And last up for today, a news outlet recently sat down with Tetsuya Nomura to talk about dubbing and translation when looking at Kingdom Hearts 3, and whether or not other languages will be supported for voice acting in Kingdom Hearts 3 aside from that of just English and Japanese. Now, this has been a massive topic within the Kingdom Hearts community for quite some time now, and I can especially see why it would be a worry for fans that aren't English or Japanese speakers. If Kingdom Hearts is a game that means a lot to you, then obviously number 3 is clearly a big deal, right? And if you do speak something like Spanish or German, then ideally you would want that complete experience that you're looking forward to be in the language that you speak. And previously in the past, Kingdom Hearts games have actually had both Spanish and German dubbing before, and so I guess you could say that for international fans, there certainly is a certain level of expectation for Kingdom Hearts 3 to have dubbing in their own language. Now, unfortunately, it has actually been confirmed that Kingdom Hearts 3 will only support dubbing for both English and Japanese, meaning the voice acting for the game will only be in English or Japanese. Now, with that being said, there is obviously going to be subtitles, so there will be supported subtitles in your language, just like pretty much any other movie or game or anything else that's out there in the universe. Subtitles are a thing, thank God for subtitles. But the voice acting part of it is a little bit disappointing, especially for, like I said, international fans, and here is a little bit of an explanation towards why Kingdom Hearts 3 is only receiving both Japanese and English. So the question was, Kingdom Hearts 2 was dubbed in Castilian, which is Spanish. Why is this not the case in Kingdom Hearts 3? Tetsuya Nomura said Kingdom Hearts 3 is completely dubbed, and in addition, we have adapted the synchronization of the lips to the spoken language. So we had to consider the associated costs. Considering the difference in quality between current hardware and what was there when Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 were released, we had to do things in completely different ways. The casting of each country, the recording, the staff schedules, and the work process itself had to be done in the same way for both the English and Japanese versions. Only just recording the voices take a lot of time, work, and budget, and consequently it would mean that we would not be able to launch the game simultaneously in the whole world. We wanted it to be a priority that it was the first in the Kingdom Hearts series to be launched in this format. Now really, I believe that this is the best explanation behind why Kingdom Hearts 3 is specifically getting both English and Japanese dubs and not any other languages. Yes, it definitely comes down to a cost thing, and on top of that also a timing thing as well. We know that the reason behind why Kingdom Hearts 3 was ultimately delayed from 2018 into early 2019 was due to the fact that Square Enix wanted the English and Japanese version to launch as close as possible together. If this delay didn't happen, then it could have been a scenario of releasing the Japanese version in December and then getting the English version in January of 2019, pretty much meaning like a month to a month and a half gap, and that's definitely something that we do not want. And so Square Enix had to go ahead and start thinking about voice acting for other languages like German or Spanish. There would not only be a massive cost involved in both voice actors as well as obviously animation due to the fact that Square Enix are accurately synchronizing lips to the supported language, thank God, because my God, the lip sync issue has always been a problem within the Kingdom Hearts series, and finally, we are getting specific animations for the specific language. beautiful. But yes, that's also another point. More animators would need to be hired to do more work so that the lip synchronization would go side by side with the supported language. But I think the biggest thing here is just the time it would take. He said right here that if we wanted to do something like this, it would mean that the game would definitely not launch simultaneously. However guys, that's all for today's news and information. In the comment section down below guys, let me know, are you disappointed upon finding out that only an elixir lies within the lockbox and not something else? Goddamn elixir, dude. I mean, serious? However guys, with all that being said, I'm Cynical. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.
Hit them on the page, you'll be coming through stain. Gold in my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crank, gaming up your bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.